So excited to be back with you. Welcome back to Crypto Media Friends, where we, as creators, hang out and talk about utility and how to bring utility to collectors and us as collectors, how to identify the utility that's emerging within NFTs, and also talk about my hairstyle because it is just growing crazier and crazier as this crypto winter grows on. And NFT markets are heating up like crazy, as we are all seeing. And a lot of the great projects that we talked about that have that great utility have been holding value, which is really fantastic. The nuclear nerds, the Krypton goons, a lot of the ones that we talked about that really started with great art, and also when confronted perhaps by me and others in the chat rooms, have been providing at least roadmaps towards utility. And today, one of the projects that I think has been just doing a great job, the devs are really fantastic and outstanding, is Feudalz, where, no shill. It's just not hard to identify if you're following these things to see the projects that are moving forward at a strong pace, those that are stumbling, like Noundles, who are sort of rebooting and trying to find their way again. But when you have a team like Feudalz that is, from the go, listening to community, and have a great dev team, and I think that's what's missing. And a lot of what I'm going to be covering in a couple episodes down the road here are great projects that have great dev teams, because those are the people I follow. Just like those are the ones that I think matter in this space. Because right now, when you look at Noundles and what happened with Noundles, and we have an episode about that, you have great artists who got with a dev, and the dev left them hanging. And there was, brought on a couple, because when you get all that money in from your mints, they brought in a few more devs, but those devs, they're Boba Fett in a sense, they're bounty hunters who are probably doing 7 other projects, and they kind of don't have the passion. And so what's emerging these days are creative production companies that are based a lot here in Los Angeles, here in Hollywood. And have some experience within marketing, a lot of experience within the commercials industry to deliver on something that is a bit more, I think, grounded in a traditional sense of understanding media and taking the idea of roadmap into traditional media. And I think that's, for me, what's been looking like has been working well. I'm, of course, looking for the hometown hero, in a sense, something innately bred within the NFT space to win out. And I think that everyone's searching for that right now, and a lot of people are entering that space, or this space, with that in mind. So today I wanted to talk about Feudalz. They're doing a fantastic job. They just introduced staking today and are in the midst of a beta V1 gameplay. And so you go to feudalz.io, and I'll put the link down below, and it'll take you here to the vault, the bank, and give you sort of a breakdown of the elements of the game. And so this is all very D&D driven, Dungeons and Dragons. I don't drink late at night here on a Sunday. Dungeons and Dragons style of gameplay. So it's very lo-fi, but it still can be engaging in that way if the storytelling is there, as well as the elements of gamification. And so and they're listening to their audiences. So the community was like, it'd be great if we had games, and so or side games, like we have here down here, sort of the betting in the arena, and in their traditional roadmap, V1 roadmap, they it illustrated this lands thing, which really interested me, and I wanted to see how they're going to play that, because as a game that's sort of lo-fi plus this idea of lands, it struck me as like a misnomer. It didn't quite make sense to me. But as the game is starting to unfold, I'm starting to see how they're playing with it, and it's a lot of fun. And so now everyone's just kind of developing strategies. There are some who have invested quite a lot, and I'll show you why with perhaps very, very good reason. No financial advice because we're going to be presenting tokens here, and these are just building tokens on top of tokens. So currently I get 5.17 tokens just for holding one of mine. Mine is very specific, but roughly you should get about the same per human. This is my female that I'm getting now. And so you get it into your vault every day, the 5.17. I do in this particular example. And so what I can do is I can then take it into the game. I have to withdraw it, and then when you withdraw, there's sort of a roll, D&D roll, and you roll to see how much the orcs are going to take in their pillaging of your vault when you take and withdraw money from your vault. And so I've had anywhere from 5% to 30%. I had a 30% today, and that wasn't fun. And so, but sort of the unlucky draw, I guess, today, as I was trying to give you guys the example here for staking, and so it kind of penalized me, I guess. And so once you get the golds, and then you can kind of apply the elements, whether that's the side games here in the arena, and I can see a lot more of these going further and developing just random sort of side games, bar games, if you will, and there's that element to it, but that's obviously not main gameplay. That's just kind of more developing what the audience wanted. Like, community was like, it'd be really great if we had these. Here's the main game. Main game being Feudalz, and you connect your MetaMask, and then once you do, it loads up your lands that you own. I currently own 4 lands. I own 2 in the woodland, 1 in the meadow, and 1 in the sands. My first land was this here in the sands, and I got it because I missed the mint, and I was just so busy, and I apologize, guys. I get super busy filming stuff here in Hollywood, and actually was down in NASA filming down in Huntsville, Alabama. Hey, Huntsville. And had a great time filming there. But back here, so you select, and so you got to recharge, and then you'll get 2 attacks per day. And so you get 2 attacks per day. And let me just go over this thing here. So you get the 2 attacks per day from this here, and it tells you how many humans, orcs, elves, animals. The white paper will explain a bit more about the strategies, if you will. But essentially, you have a lands. Once you have a lands, you have the opportunity to attack twice a day another land. And in doing so, when essentially it looks like in the beta 5 golds, and which is essentially currently right now roughly equated to 1 gold always equals 1 gold, but if you were to take it out, is about $1. And so, and that's, I think, at the low point. I haven't really been tracking it much, but it's kind of been working out as they develop the game. It's roughly that. And so you have the ability to attack twice per land, 2 times. Now, so you recharge, and then you select your land that you want to try and go out there and attack with. You have this cute little attack all button here, which will allow you to, if you have... Now, it's also per biome, by the way, meaning per land area. So if I had a bunch in one area, this makes sense. If you don't, it's not going to do all the lands at once, just per this biome, per what I've read so far. And so it's not the time saver you're hoping for if you have land spread out all over, like me. For some reason, I'm like, this is what I'm going to try and do. So this is great. My attack bonus is 6. My defense bonus on this first one is 60. My odds here, pretty bad, guys. And so it just does a quick roll and does a nice little graphic of the lands hitting each other, signifying conflict, and I clearly lose that round. Let's go for another round. Again, my attack bonus is only 6. I only have the one female. and her and her horse are no match for a bonus defense of 63. I don't even know how they got this 63 because I thought there was only supposed to be a maximum of about 50. I guess there's a maximum of 50 bonus. So this is somebody who has like 10 elves and like one of these magic golden ducks or something on top of a woodlands. And so the woodlands, like the lands themselves, have defensive capabilities. The sands, I believe, have 10, and the woodlands 5 as innate to their area. So I burn out bad, spin out bad with the sands. Not doing good here, guys. And so let's try this grassland. And so again, recharge, attack, and then my attack bonus is still 6. Hey, we got a chance here. Defense bonus of 8, and I didn't roll well against the 100, 26 versus 100. Let's give it another go round. And so again, I have 2 per. And again, if I want to do the attack all, it's per biome. The cost would be 0.25, so maybe you get all within the forest, and you have 5 in the forest, and you just want to like attack all. It's a great way to have one button just to run all this. To eliminate a little bit of the grindiness of this, and not that bad grind, and that sort of that good World of Warcraft grind where you're earning the gold. And so I'm not doing well. That was my 4th loss in a row, and so really not adding to my little golds total there, 45. So let's see if a couple of woodlands here. I got attack bonus of 6. Defense bonus of 5. We have a good chance here, guys. 9-6. That's the slightest win in the history of this competition today. And so we got 5 golds right there. So I keep continuing because I have 4 lands. And so another good defensive bonus. And I got these guys. Okay. So there's some lands that just, haven't prepared, I think. And mine's probably like that. If somebody attacks my lands, you guys know what number it is. 382. Just keep bombarding 382 because 382 20 is a defense bonus of nothing. I have like one elf, and but I won 1 here, and so looks like I went 15. So 15 gold. And a matter of how long it's been talking to you. And so 15 gold in a couple minutes here, and I lose this one. Oh, by the smallest cent. I almost got those guys there on the roll. So now I'm kind of tapped out for the next 24 hours. And so I have to kind of wait out that little clock there. Ostensibly, this is in the beta, so perhaps it's just a 3-hour time limit that I have until the next one, but when it goes live, we'll have 24 hours as reset. And you have your attack log there. Look at my animals, humans, one of each. I'm just trying to start out in the game, and I think that's what's great right now is the game has an attainability. Like the floor prices are not extreme right now, but the might not be for long because again, you look at the staking. We talked about the staking; it's always near about 90%. I think the prices really went up a bit as there was a supply shock, and a lot of people began to unstake, which says something about the ability to be liquid in this game, which is really cool. That you can unstake and sell if need be. You don't have to hold up your stake for extremely long time. Now that may not be the case here with gold, but there's a risk reward factor here. So when you go to the white paper, it breaks down orcs and elves and the humans. The magics, I'm really hoping for some awesomeness there because I do have a wizard and she is awesome. And but it gives you the lore, and again, I appreciate this as a storyteller. I appreciate defining the lore, and also within lore you can get sort of ahead of the game. This is what I do as I read. That's why I bought some more lands. I was reading the lore and reading sort of the white paper, and it gives you clues as to what might be advantageous in the game. And that's fun for me. It's like, I can look at a marketplace and be like, oh, why is everybody dumping their sands? Oh, nobody likes that there's, doesn't look like you can farm it. So I think a lot of people are dumping their sands. And that was my first purchase. I got an Azure Sands for very cheap. It was near the floor. But I think once people found out and they started reading the white paper, they oh, the defense on that's pretty high. And so and protecting this is the tough part, is like, you saw me winning five golds is out of a pool. Now there's also a penalty for the loser, apparently, of 1%, it seems, out of their treasury. So if you don't have, like me, a good defense, you could be at risk. Be sad if somebody could kind of point to it, but it seems like randomization. And hopefully within that randomization, you don't get targeted, because that could really suck if somebody's number is called and be like, oh, that person has 0 defense. And so then, the white paper breaks down these worlds and these lands. And so within the white paper, you get a lot of details about the gameplay. And then people sort of realize the price. So if you're a fast reader, you can get ahead of the curve here, and then sort of play, if you will, gain access to the elements of the utility that, as they explain here, in the game, how it all works. So you can get items that are a bit maybe advantageous before the market sort of really catches on, because there's a lot of confusion on drops and a lot of misunderstandings. And so here on the roadmap, they're going for the metaverse. I don't know where that metaverse play lies, but the V1, V2 seem to be based in this D&D style of play. And here you have your breakdown based upon rarity, which I thought was super cool. My girl's a top 100 or so she fits in up to 250. So she gets 5 points. Like I said, she's a BA. And she's able to attack, even though she's just one person, attack with some effectiveness. I have one orc. But man, it'd be great to have a dragon and get 10 of those. So again, maximum bonus and maximum defense of about 50 each. Snowy lands, grasslands 0, forest 5, arid desert 10, because who wants to come and fight in the desert? No one will win trying to get you in the desert or the snow. Ask Napoleon. So defensive bonuses for the males. Golden ducks have that 10 defense. That was like one of these very rare things that was popping up in the mints that people were going after, and this is the result. And so, again, these are all dice rolls, and breaking down how these attacks work. It's just a click of the button to actuate the dice roll, and game of chance. And as I said, just a sort of an actuation to make money. It's not the most passive income, but it's the game. It's the play to earn, in a sense, for golds within this ecosystem, to then start stacking the golds. And now, once you are earning the golds, like I said, you're earning the golds in so many ways, right? You're earning it by staking your character, your NFT, again, which is not, for me, it's a very light stake. There should be a separation of terminology within stakes, because this is a very light stake. You can liquidate that character if you needed to. But now they have a proper stake with their token, and that's what they released today. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. I do this live so that you guys understand what's going on here and now, because this is, it's going to change. And if you're reading this 6 weeks from now, I apologize, and you've missed out on some really nice opportunities to acquire elements of this game that could let you make a lot of golds. Again, in this paradigm, golds equals golds, and we're not going to talk about dollars. And so you can see what happens here when I stake 100 and I put it in 1 month. It's a bit of a pittance, but once you go to 12 months, it kind of gets interesting. So let's say I stake 1,000. If I stake 1,000, there's one person. There's a couple people actually that I saw wanting to stake 10,000. One person said they did staking 10,000 because if you can see between the 3 month per week, if you're stacking 10,000 for a month, it's like it's nothing. But like when you go 6 months, it's like $175 a week, $700 a month, and you can see here, like I do 50. You can see with my 50, I'm getting $1.75 gold, 175 gold, sorry, per week. And so just as I just tried to get something in there just to play with it, but staking it for 12 months. And so when you go from 6 though, the incentive to stake for the 12 months is quite strong. So at 12 months, you have the potential here of 16,800 golds. So if you stake 10,000, you're getting 16,800 in quote unquote profit for your golds. That's significant APY. That's 68%, which is quite good, considering again when we talk about staking, when we talk about the tokenomics of things, having it staked for such a long term, you're also staking on the ability of that team to grow the project, grow the game. We're still just on V1, and again with a good dev team that I just don't see anybody pulling any cords and trying to get out of it, because this is a proper company that is working with the workers in that company, is seemingly on the side project. I don't know the exact way in which this company Cafe is involved. Hot Cafe is involved with this project, but it seems like a lot of those workers are on this project, and so their pool is very deep. And so the resources are very high in completing what they want to complete in the roadmap, and also having the flexibility to listen to an audience and say, oh, you guys want parlor games? Fantastic. We're going to give you, these. And so as they're developing, they're doing such a great job providing, letting ideas lead and having, again, what we talk about, utility in a great way as they grow the project. And so as they're growing this project, you can stake what you're winning. Obviously they're really incentivizing people to do the long-term stake, so that they're vested in the game and will continue playing in the game. But your reward is a 68% APY, which is quite good in all of crypto land. And they have a liquidity pool. Once it comes out, it's available to transfer to ETH. So just a quick live roundup of what's going on with Feudalz. They're doing a fantastic job in bringing, again, the beta gameplay is now ongoing, and soon will end, and we'll get into sort of the real golds making, and the staking is live as of today. And so some really big elements, and they just keep delivering. They just keep delivering here on this project, because again, this is why I really look at the dev team now in a big light. The art is, has to be solid and good, and a lot of it leads interest. But now more days, I'm looking more and more at those dev teams, and you'll see in the next few videos some of the projects that we're talking about have dev teams that are really committed to succeeding here in this space, much like Feudalz. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and I'm going to see you guys on the next one. Thank you.